Okay, this is the review of the movie Die Hard 2, Die Harder, starring Bruce Willis. Obviously the sequel to Die Hard. Obviously this film came out in 1990. Watched it again last night on Blu Ray and thoroughly enjoyed it. Well, it is available on Disney Plus because obviously it's part of the 20th Century Fox franchise, which got bought by Disney, so it's available on that streaming service. Anyway, once again, the character of John McClane is put into an impossible position, and the basic premise of the story is that John McClane has now moved to LA, be closer to his wife. His wife's flying in so that they can spend Christmas together as a family, and obviously with their in-laws. But then once again, obviously John McClane being in the wrong place at the wrong time. This is the story of his life. And then basically a group of terrorists undermine an airport with a known dictator who's under arrest flying in. So obviously it's the terrorist plan to basically commandeer the airport so that they can free their comrade in arms. But then it's left to one man, and that's obviously John McClane, to stop the terrorists and obviously to save his wife and the rest of the actual aeroplanes that need to land at the airport. If I remember correctly, this was directed by Rennie Harmon, if I pronounced his name right. I know that there's some people that don't like Die Hard 2 because obviously it's very different to the first one. Well, not totally different, but obviously it's a different director. And then also obviously when you've got the classic vision of the villain Hans Gruber, how do you kind of compete with such a compelling villain? And it's always going to be a hard thing to do with trying to top a villain like that, and obviously especially in a sequel. But why I liked it personally is because it was different. It didn't try to sit there and try to copy and paste the previous villain. It tried to do something different, or should I say villains. And for me, what I really liked about the actual movie is that there was loads of action in the actual movie. The typical John McClane one-liners in the movie, which we all come to expect, especially from the first one, and then which we do see in the further other movies, sequels in the franchise. But there were just so many classic funny scenes and lines in it, which are some of it I can't repeat because obviously it's got swearing in it, and obviously with the YouTube algorithms, obviously that's not going to go down too well. Now, when I remember first seeing Die Hard 2, I saw it, I wasn't the right age, as I suppose most people weren't at one point when it seen certain movies in the 80s, and my aunt rented out Die Hard 2, but obviously because me and my brother, also, while we were not young enough to see it, we were like very sensible, so we weren't one of these kids who had to copy the swear words or the violence. And if I remember correctly, I think it was a 15, so I think maybe on the UK one, and on the UK VHS tape it was, and then it probably was edited. That's why from seeing it years later on Blu-ray, I mean, it's really, especially with later on the line, which I will review, Die Hard with a Vengeance, that these movies were cut and then seeing them uncut on Blu-ray, which tends to happen when videos are on VHS or on DVD, and then they're reclassified on Blu-ray, and then so they end up having their content put back in, or even the actual rating of the film put down from maybe an 18 to a 15, or a 15 to a 12A. This happens to them a lot when they reclassify them on Blu-ray, especially here in the UK with the board, was it the BBFC board that obviously classify movies in the UK. But as I said before, I really enjoyed the movie. The death scenes in it were actually funny, which people in real life know I'm a sucker for death scenes in movies, especially when they're kind of really funny. You do see some actors in it, like Robert Patrick, who we know played the T-1000 in it. He's in it. I think this may have been his first movie. But as I said before, what still worked with the John McClane movies is that that with the character, and even though I just watched a different director, is the fact that he still has his classic wit. The one-liners, he still has this everyman kind of a look, where he's not like an Arnold Schwarzenegger or a Sylvester Stallone. So for me, it made it kind of more believable with the stakes, and you could believe that the character was real in a sense of, you know, like he's not this muscle-bound superhuman. And again, as I said before, really funny, lots of action. And even on Blu-ray with the, I don't know if they've released them on 4K yet, but it looks absolutely great on Blu-ray. There's a little bit of grain here and there, but then obviously that's because also it was filmed on using a film cell. I've actually got it as part of the Die Hard box set, and I also got the Die Hard 2. And for those who've seen my Die Hard 1 video, where I've got Die Hard 1 as a Blu Ray Steel Book, I do have Die Hard 2 as a Blu Ray Steel Book as well, which you will see in the thumbnail. And I might put both pictures off of Die Hard 1 and 2 in the community page, my YouTube channel, which people definitely should start checking out, because I might start putting some posts on there. So yeah, Die Hard 2. Again, I know. There's a lot of people, you know, some people that don't like it, but it's the same thing with Too Fast, Too Furious. But again, I really did like this movie. As of all, good length, entertaining, funny, lots of action. That's all you can ask for from an 80s film. So yeah, Die Hard 2, Die Hard, it definitely gets the big thumbs up from me. And next up eventually will be Die Hard with a Vengeance.